Tate McRae is absolutely dominating pop right now. Every single she drops climbs the charts, and her latest track, Tit For Tat, is already blowing up. But what makes this song so addictive? Let's remake it from scratch and see why it works so well. Let's start from the chords and the synths. I think I know the perfect preset for this. Alright, we can absolutely start from this. It's going to be a layer of synths. The chords are pretty simple. Let's record. Let me quantize it a bit first. And let's get rid of some of the lower end of the spectrum. Now let's duplicate this track and let's layer it with another synth. For this second layer, we have to find a synth that's granulated. One of my favorite synths is Pigments. I love Serum as well, of course, but Pigments has the exact sound that we need. I've used it in some songs. Polar Loss, exactly. And it sounds like this. And it's exactly the kind of sparkle that we need. But let's add a third one. Let's duplicate the first track again. We're going to use Serum again for the third one. And we're going to add a pluck. Yeah. Even more magic, more openness. Great, now let's group them and let's add a bit of editing to the group. I'm pretty sure we need some OTT because they are really compressed and really bright. Yes, they're really spread out. So I like to use Ozone Imager for this. It's a really easy way to just... We can also add an EQ before just to get rid of... Also, let's add a bit of reverb. It's a dreamy atmosphere, so I think... One of the things I like the most about this track is that tiny synth. I'm talking about that synth that does... Excuse my singing, let's just do it. We're going to need a lead, but it's going to be a really specific kind of lead. I think this is a great start. So we need to get rid of this detuning that's happening for sure. So I like to go take a look here to find the detune. Alright, so we found the problem. In the song, it sounds like it's a bit far away, so we're going to recreate that effect by just cutting a bit of the... And not only because we're going to add reverb as well. All right, we still need lots of things. Let's add our drums. All right, these samples work perfectly. Let's add the hi-hat as well. I added both this kind of mixture between a closed hi-hat and an open. I think it's like a hi-hat that's slightly open and then a real open hat because I think we'll need it later. Great, now it's time for the 808. There's an 808 in the chorus as well as another kind of bass, but let's start from that one. Pull Serum 2, I love this one specific 808 which sounds amazing on pretty much everything. And now let's add a respace, because yes, there's also a respace. It's not that high in the chorus, it's higher in the verse. And I want to use the one I always use from Analog Lab because I think it's the most faithful one. It's dark res. And of course, like the notes are going to be the same, just really long and really low. I want to use Serum FX. They have their famous hyperdimension that I think it will be perfect for this. We have the res once again, so we have this for sure. We also have another kind of bass. It's kind of a percussive analog bass. I think it's this one. So basically, if we want to be fast, and we always want to be fast, we can basically copy the kick rhythm and just paste it into a MIDI track, change the notes. So we have this one, then in the second part, which we basically can copy our rhythmic section, we have this plus the granulated one, but everything has to go through an EQ because it's all pretty closed, basically, in the highs and in the lows. In the pre-chorus, there's an arpeggiated synth that we need to make. So let's create a MIDI track and let's add Serum once again. Let's select a pluck, something that makes sense. This will do. And I think that these are the chords. Right, let's put an arpeggiator, of course. The rate is really fast. It's down because it does. So let's see. I want to add some reverb as well, just to disperse it a bit. And then, so we need the bass. We need the pads, and we only need the kick. So let's get rid of everything. To the arpeggio, I also want to add a phaser. We need a good mastering chain. It's a pop song, it has to hit. Let's start with a compressor to level everything a bit. I really love the Shadow Heels one. Let's add a limiter. I love the Oxford limiter. I love adding the clipper after my first limiter. It just helps to bring that punch. Let's not absolutely destroy this, just to add a tiny bit of extra sparkle, we can add the Lursen mastering EQ. Let's listen to a remake and let's see how did we do.